To invite YSR himself, Rajeev. He is the Chief Mentor of EV Masterclass, Vice President Business Strategy, ETO Motors. He is the man behind all this event. He has supported us throughout, especially in the EV sector and all the programs that we do under sustainability. Over to you, Rajeev.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka. Thanks a lot. Very good morning, all of you. Just to say, I could not sleep last night. Not that I had any health issues, but it is out of excitement. Because I'm sure our parents would have studied in their textbooks that India was a developing nation. And we, of course, studied the same. Probably if we do not act now, maybe the next generation also reads the same in their textbooks that India is a developing nation. But then while this is one side of the story, the other side of the story is when we just reflect into the history of India and then the Indian economy and the Indian corporate, 1980s is where we have seen a mafia of computers industry. The birth of Mindtree, the birth of TCS, the birth of Infosys, Wipro, and all these likes. And we know where they have positioned India in the global map. While we thought we are there, 20 years next, we started witnessing another mafia, which actually questioned the existing status quo then. Can mobiles be affordable by people? Does something called ordering online and then getting the products delivered at home, is it possible? From such questions, the mafias of Flipkart, Indian Amazon, and then slowly Big Basket, Grofers, etc. From such questions of uncertainty to a market size of close to $164 billion now. And that's the journey in less than just 20 years. And to say we, of course, command the e-commerce market again across the world. Now, why I brought those two analogies is that I'm sure most of you are very young. Definitely, we have definitely missed the opportunity to be part of the computer revolution. And to a certain extent, also the IT/e-commerce revolution. But not to worry, because 2020s is the EV revolution, and you are all part of it. Clap for yourself. The very reason that you are here on a Saturday morning, trying to understand what's happening in the EV industry, trying to play your part, so that when we come together, that is when we can change the destiny of the country. That is when we can change those lines in the textbooks that India is a developing nation, but India is a developed nation, leading the world in multiple things. And if at all there is any country that has the capability and the capacity to be not just the global market, but also be the global hub of manufacturing and R&D in terms of EVs, that's none other than India. And reports say that by 2030, overall, I would say automotive market would be at around $300 billion US, and where EV market alone is expected to be at $206 billion US. And the reports from Niti Aayog also says that EV as an industry would create 50 million jobs. But I would always like to reread this particular sentence. I would say, for India to be the leader in the EV industry, India needs 100 million hands. And out of those 100 million hands, I see some of the hands already here who are taking that part in taking India forward in EV revolution. Thank you very much. There cannot be, I would say, words through which I could actually express my happiness, gratitude, and thanks, because I started my journey into EV industry almost 4.5 years ago when IKEA was in India, and you all know, right? And Gati was the last mile delivery partner for IKEA. There was a mandate to deliver the products through EVs because IKEA was part of EV 100 campaign. That was when I entered this particular EV industry, and my good friend, where is Raja here? Raja? Can you please stand? So, he is Raja for you, the founder and CEO of Gayam Motorworks. So, in 2017, when we are actually looking how do we fulfill the movement of goods through EVs, we started looking at the bigger players. We started looking at Tata's, Mahindra, Ashok Leyland's, but nobody has a solution. After a thorough research, we found that we have gold mines within Hyderabad. Right? That was when we started delivering the EVs. The first ever deliveries through electric vehicles in India happened through IKEA, and that happened from this very home ground of Hyderabad. And this work was recognized by World Economic Forum. And you will still find this initiative in their reports. Not just that, this solution has been white labeled, and we started speaking about it with Amazons, Big Baskets, Flipkarts, Grofers, etc. And now you see the revolution has already started. In fact, the revolution has started in such a way that there are already policy implications that very soon all the metros, there would be mandate that all the last mile deliveries through e-commerce will only happen through EVs. While we talk about it, now EVs and e-commerce are again like twins. While e-commerce grows, EVs also grow. And while e-commerce penetrate to the rural areas, EVs also penetrate to rural areas. I mean, there cannot be a position, there cannot be a situation where there is so much of tailwinds to EV industry than it is right now. And I really appreciate and congratulate MVSR College and the students from MVSR College who have taken this option to go through this particular cohort, equip and build yourself and make yourself relevant to the coming industry, to the coming revolution, and so that you could be not just the passive observers, but partakers and leaders of the industry. It would be very incomplete. Well, of course, I know this is not vote of thanks, but I am compelled to say, it would be very, very incomplete if I were to leave it here, because when I say EV Masterclass and Rajeev YSR, it is not Rajeev YSR alone. It is the complete EV industry that is standing along with me. This is first of its initiative across the world, where an initiative was made by the industry, of the industry, for the industry. I mean, raising all kind of inhibitions and boundaries, and then said that, yes, we need to do that. And one such example is, we have Mr. Venkat Rajaraman, who is the founder, CEO of Signi. When I sounded this idea with him, yeah, and not only that, he mentors the students of EV Masterclass, he also recruited students of EV Masterclass into his company. Then we have Shrikant, who also recruited the students of EV Masterclass. And there are many other companies who are still considering, discussing, talking. I mean, the thing started. And Ms. Sulajja Firodia, founder, CEO of Kinetic Green. We all would have seen that Kinetic Luna, Kinetic Honda, right? It is from the same group of companies. She was there from day one, saying that, yes, anything with respect to EV and anything with respect to the ecosystem development, I am there. Kartikeya Haryani, founder, CEO, Charge Zone. Then we have Polash Das, who is e-mobility head, CESL. And of course, we have one of the vibrant nodal agencies across the country, which is driving the e-mobility with such a rigor and aggression, is Telangana's nodal agency. And their chairman and managing director, Sri Janaiah Garu, is also with us. Sir, can you please, right? Who happens to be an alumni of NIT Warangal. And when I sounded off this idea with him, he said, Rajiv, I think, let me talk to the Dean of NIT Warangal, and then we should have this particular cohort running in REC Warangal. You see, right, how the whole industry is coming towards this particular thing. And then we also have Maneesh. Please, Maneesh. Maneesh is a build-to-operate expert with 25 plus years of experience. And he was also there from the beginning that I think this is the need of the hour. The ecosystem needs to be developed, and then let's do it together. And there are many such kind of mentors. And where is Gopalakrishnan? To receive, sir. Okay. So we have Gopalakrishnan, who is the auto director. I mean, every player in the industry, right? Be it the decision policy makers, be it the CEOs of the companies, or be it the influencers of the industry, be it the consultants, everybody and anybody, when I shared this thought that let's build something which can create a good platform for the students, professionals, and entrepreneurs to be successful and to add to the nation's development in terms of EVs. They all came forward, and that's why we are all here. If allowed, probably out of the excitement, I would continue to talk and talk and talk. But I would also like to recognize some of the startups which are part of EV Masterclass. Yashwant from eSunrise Mobility, please. So he is Yashwant for you. He is building a three-wheeler again into EV industry. Then we have Graviton, Srinivas. Yes, Srinivas represents Graviton. They are building two-wheelers. Then we have few startup ideas also that are coming from two professors. If you think it is only for students, then you are wrong. We have Dr. Madhuri and Dr. Anil, please. They are PhDs from BITS Pilani and one is from State University of New York, Buffalo. And both of them now are inspired and they're building solutions for batteries in EVs, please. And then we also have Lakshman and we have Sharath, please. So Sharath comes with almost 20 plus years of software experience, working with multiple companies, and now he's building solutions in BMS for EVs. And then we have Lakshman. Lakshman is again from IIT Roorkee, MTech, and now he's building solutions for batteries and renewables together. Now, these are just few success stories, right? I am sure there are students who have already sent their papers on how they intend to bring. So, as we speak today, the revolution has already begun. We see things happening, right? And I would also like to recognize our good friend Chandrasekhar Garu, please. So, he represents the Indo-German conclave. And now he is talking about how can we bridge the gap between Germany and India, especially in developing the EV ecosystem. Friends, tell me, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Don't you see something is happening in this small, probably 2,000 square feet room? And I'm sure a few years from now, we'll all reflect upon this first Telangana EV Day and say that yes, we were part of that particular day and we could see the industry flourishing and booming. And of course, FTCCI, I'm sure you're all aware, right? It is Federation of Telangana Chamber of Commerce of India. We have their chairman also representing here, and he is committed to build the MSMEs and then the micro and small industries, again focused upon EVs. And what do I talk about? We have Joel Point, we have ChargeNet, oh, we have Mahindras, we have Electra, my good friend Venugopal. Please stand up, right? So he heads the new initiatives at Ultra Green, Hyderabad-based electric bus manufacturing company. I mean, if I were to talk about, there is a beautiful participation and representation across the industry. I will reserve some of my words towards the end. And thank you very much, all of you, for coming, and handing it over to you, Priyanka. Thanks a lot.